Hey, also on the way on the show, Lieutenant Governor of Guam, Josh Tenorio. We also going to have from the Republican Party, Juan Carlos Benitez, and we'll do our weekly crime check-in with Sergeant Paul Tapao of the Guam Police Department. Good morning. Let's keep it on businesses that were given the notice that they could reopen over the weekend. And we'll bring on Teri from my favorite movie theater chain, Tango Theatres. Good morning, Teri.
You're really low, Teri.
You're really low. Can you try it?
Okay, so how about this?
Still low. Very low. That's weird.
Let's try
Oh,
this.
yeah.
That's it.
I hope
yeah.
this is a lot better.
That is
that's
great.
loud and clear.
That is so good.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Of course. Glad to have you on, Teri. Let's just start at the beginning. I touched base with you a little bit yesterday, and you guys had actually come up with guidelines to reopen a while ago, right?
Yes. Actually, yes. We have been monitoring the progress of, the reopening of businesses, and because we were excited to open, and because, we wanted to be proactive on this, we have submitted our reopening proposal since about a month ago. But, we were told that because the government is still, or, the island is still in a certain condition, then they could not accept our proposal.
Right.
So last Sunday, when we learned that we can reopen, that's when I resubmitted Tango's reopening plan. So I have just checked their website, and it's right there. So right now we're waiting on them to find out if our proposal for reopening has been approved or not. But it's there. We have made sure that we have our customers in mind. And at the same time, when we crafted the proposal, we also considered not just our local government statutes, but bearing in mind also the standards, the health standards that have been imposed by the National Association of Theater Owners and the CDC.
Right.
NATO, you mean?
We miss everybody, but, we are here to make sure that when they come back, when our customers come back, they will be enjoying the movie experience in a safe and comfortable environment.
Right, but I thought the word came down on Sunday that theaters were part of the reopening starting yesterday at 8 in the morning.
Yes, but you know what, Sabrina, that is, when you say reopen, it's not really that automatic. Even if we've been preparing for this day, we just cannot reopen immediately.
Right.
So our target opening date is July 1st.
Okay. What are what changes are we going to see?
And then, Teri, if you could, the guidelines that you guys had initially come up with, how different were they from the guidelines that Public Health came out with over the weekend?
Okay, so like what I said earlier, we have been cognizant with the local mandate. So we have followed that, as well as that of CDC guidelines and the National Association of Theater Owners guidelines. But we're now waiting on them to let us know if we're on the right track or not, because, there are certain things that they may impose and they may not impose. I was just listening to Lonnie earlier this morning. So we're now waiting on that. And then as far as the new normal is concerned, there are certain things that you will see in the theater that may be new but is now being practiced. For example, the no face mask, no face shield, no entry policy. And we're waiting on the age group on, as far as implementation of this is concerned. Of course, we're going to have temperature checks at the beginning at the box office, because if we find out if the temperature reading is 100 degrees Fahrenheit or 38 degrees Celsius, we won't be able to sell you a ticket. We would recommend that, you may want to see a physician for this. And then there's going to be a second temperature check when you reach the usher. Aside from that, of course, there's the 6 feet distancing, and most importantly, the 50% capacity in all auditoriums. So we're going to, those are the main things that we will be implementing when we reopen. And one of the challenges that, movie theaters face, not only here, but also stateside, is the distribution of movies, because Hollywood right now and movie distributors are still trying to get a feel of the market. while within a year, movie distributors already have a release date for all the movies. But because of the pandemic, they had to stop the release of movies. You're not only just considering the blockbuster movies, but movies, the run-of-the-mill movies.
Right.
So things have really changed. If you look at their schedule, you won't find much right now. So within the next couple of months, we're trying to normalize. When we say normalize, of course, that's a new normal. Movie distributors are also working with us. So in terms of getting new movies within the next several months, and we're predicting up until November, we would see new movies coming in almost like every 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Teri, let me cut in here. Sorry, excuse me. We're KUAM-FM in Agotni, Guam. It is the KUAM News Takeover of Guam's favorite containing COVID 93.9. Good morning to our viewers on TV 11. Thanks for jumping on the show. Proudly brought to you by Cabo Enterprises, Ambrose Inc., IT&E, Coast 360, and the Bank of Guam. On the line, we have Teri Flores from Tango Theatres, and we're talking about Tango Theatres proposed, July 1st, okay? You're going to be able to go to the movies, and we'll just jump right back into it, talking about movie releases and how they've been thrown all awry because of COVID-19. So when you open on July 1st, Teri, what are we going to be watching on the big screen?
Well, on the big screen, I mean, right now, scheduled for opening on July 3rd is Unhinged. It's a Russell Crowe movie, and then by July 10, the Christopher Nolan thriller Tenet. And then, of course, July 24 is Mulan. So in between these movies, because we have 17 screens, 12 at Micro Mall and 5 at Agana, we're also looking at the comeback of several family films like Scooby-Doo 2 and Trolls. And there was a request for A Quiet Place 2, so we're working with our buyer to secure these movies.
Nice.
If you've been keeping tabs of the movie industry, these movies that I mentioned, Trolls, A Quiet Place 2, and Scooby-Doo 2, what they did was put them on streaming services. Amazon Prime showed them, and you have to pay a certain fee to watch them. But that was just a stopgap measure by the industry to make sure that the industry stays alive.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, because theaters in the U.S., drive-in theaters opened as early as as of May 1st. So now other states, depending on the mandate of the state government, they've started reopening. So now we're seeing indoor theaters open in the U.S. and right now here.
What
So
about
that's been the trend.
Right. Teri, what about the snacks and stuff? When you guys open July 1st, we're going to be able to get the popcorn and all that. Is that what you're looking at?
Of course, we will be offering that. And, it's going to be very safe at our concession stands because we have installed the plexiglass right in front of the cashier.
Mm-hmm.
So aside from the mandatory face mask, we also have that protection. It's the same one that you see at the bank.
Right.
It's not something that you will be surprised about seeing at the theaters.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask about the seating. And you said it's you're still going to maintain the social distancing, but with the kids and families, you said Mulan was coming out. Are families going to be able to sit together, or are they going to be spread out?
Well, that's our proposal, that families and groups, how groups are. They start with 2 and then they grow up to 4. The regular family is 4 or 6. So what we will do is we will sit couples and families together,
Right.
and then the next party will be 6 feet apart from them. As far as high-risk 60-plus customers are concerned, of course, we will be much more careful in seating them as well. So there will be an usher in every auditorium to monitor the crowd, the incomings and outgoings of the crowd.
Mm-hmm. What about the hours? Are you going to have to change hours of operation?
For now, we're still maintaining the 12 noon until 8 o'clock hours, and 8 o'clock being the last movie of the day. But of course, we will be adapting to whatever recommendations the government will give us.
Mm-hmm. What about the cleaning and between the movies?
Okay, if you're an avid moviegoer, you will notice that previously we showed movies every 30 minutes. So now there will be a 45-minute gap in every movie, because we will be cleaning and desensitizing the auditoriums as well as, the common areas in the theater. And this is to ensure that, our customers are safe and they are in a safe environment. We've got hand sanitizers all throughout the theaters. We've got, we have made them available to everybody. Of course, everyone should be wearing face masks, and we will be very cognizant of the social distancing.
Teri, I don't know how it works, but because I saw in the States that they're starting to, when they do more of the movie theater reopenings, they're looking at re-releasing classic, big blockbuster movies. The one I had heard about was Inception from Christopher Nolan. So how does it work with Tango? Do you guys have like a library of movies that, not the new ones, but ones that have come out in years past that you can just pop on? Or are we going to see any of those type of offerings from the chain?
Well, the good thing about Tango is that we can be flexible with the movies that we will be showing. So, if the public has a certain request for a certain movie, then we will ask our what you call buyer. This is the liaison between us and the movie distributor to get the movie here. Or we could come up with a promo where we will show just old movies.
Right, like you did on Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah. So right now, we're going to still maintain the promos that we currently have, but at the same time, we will be flexible with what the market dictates.
Cool.
Are we going to see this push maybe with Tango Theaters, with online ticket sales, paperless?
Yes, of course, Sabrina. That will still be implemented. In fact, we encourage that.
Right. We
encourage cashless transaction, and this is a way to mitigate, the lesser contact between our team members and the public.
Okay.
So that's one of the recommendations that we have made, and one of the protocols that we have instituted in the cinema.
All right.
So if you pay through card, we welcome that. Either it's on face-to-face transaction, or if you want to go online, the online services are still working.
All right.
Well, Teri, it sounds like you definitely, I know you definitely have the ducks in the row, and we're so excited. July 1st, it seems so far away now.
Right. Right. We really missed our community because, again, theaters on Guam is a communal experience.
Right. Yeah.
And we really would like to see you back. Earlier, listening to Lani, yes, definitely, our small businesses really need the help in order for us to survive. And the theaters is no different.
Right.
Because we're locally owned, there is not a big conglomerate, or we're not part of a theater chain in the U.S. We also face the same struggles as local businesses face. So it is important for us to ask the support of our local community to support us at this time. It's very important.
Well, I'll see you on July 1st, Teri, that's for sure.
Well, we would like to see you back again, Chris and Sabrina, and of course our loyal customers. Not only that, our local community as well. So, if you have a movie in mind and you want to watch it in the widescreen, you may get in touch with us. We have the official Tango Theaters Facebook page. Just leave a message there. We're good at replying back. And then if you want to know more about movie schedules, there is the tangotheaters.com website. So hopefully we will be able to populate that very soon. But, don't expect to see what you saw before. Again, we're going to be operating in the standards of the new normal.
Okay,
right.
Teri. Well, thank you
Thanks,
so
Teri.
much. And we'll bring you on before you open. You want to update us on anything, okay?
Of course. Thank you so much, Chris and
Okay.
Sabrina. You have a good morning.
Wash
You
your
too.
hands, Teri, and thanks for waking up for us today.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Okay,
You
bye.
too.
All right, Teri. Hey, it's 8:09. We'll take a short break for our anthems. We'll do news, and then we got Lieutenant Governor